Many motorists in Gauteng found out that they are victims of number plate cloning after receiving their first e-toll bills. The South African Number Plate Association says this problem has been coming for a while, and the e-toll system just highlighted these concerns. Now, in our Johannesburg studio today, we have Wayne Minnaar, the spokesperson of the Johannesburg Metro Police. Good morning.
Good morning, Eben.
And then also joining us in our studio in Pretoria is the CEO of South Africa's Number Plate Association, Zurika Louw. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
If I can start with the Metro Police here in Johannesburg, Mr. Minnaar, just tell us, has there been a marked increase in your estimation since the launch of e-tolls in this crime and then also fake number plates in and around Johannesburg?
Yes, there has been an increase in the number of fake number plates and the so-called cloning of number plates over the past 12 months. So it is a concern to the Metro Police, which means that there's a lot more work to be done to be able to catch these criminals.
Who are these people? Are they criminals, or do we now see the normal dad of 3 and 4 trying to take a chance this way?
Well, look, if you do something wrong contrary to the law, especially like number plate fraud, then you are a criminal. Because if we do get you and we charge you at the police station, it's fraud, and you have to appear before court and then face the consequences for it. But we're also seeing a lot of people trying to fake these number plates by putting on false number plates to beat the cameras.
If I can go to Pretoria, Zurika Louw, just tell us about your experience at the Number Plate Association of how things were before and how things have changed since.
There's definitely an increase of plates because people, I think with the e-toll, they're trying to obviously break the law. But it's something that's been going on for ages, for years, that we've been involved with. And the problem is that there's no proper regulation of illegal operators. And I don't want to call them embossers because it gives our industry a very bad name. Your legal embossers got to have a SABC permit because your making of number plates is according to the SANS 1116 specification, which is a permit-bearing specifications, and any legal embosser must be certified by SABC, and they will have a SABC certificate with a permit number.
Now, Zurika, I believe you've got some you brought a fake number plate with us. Just run us through that number plate and show us what the shortcomings are and what people should be on the lookout for.
This is now an example of a clone plate. It's one of my colleagues' a registration number. And on this plate, if you can see, the spacing of the numbers are incorrect. So this is, a specialist can recognize this. Member of the public would not necessarily know that it's incorrect. The fact that this is a plastic number plate is the first indication that it is illegal, because plastic plates are illegal in Gauteng. Actually, the deadline has expired in November last year, and the Government Gazette of 19 November 2008 is applicable. That actually states that all plastic number plates in Gauteng needs to be replaced with aluminium plates. The problem with this plate, if you can see that the logo has actually been cut out.
Yeah.
This is just a nice shimmery reflective that was used, so it's not the legally specified reflective with watermarks in it. The certification logo on here is actually in the wrong place, which, okay, that's not such a big issue. The big problem is that this permit number has already expired in 2010.
Okay.
So Yeah, that's in a nutshell what's wrong with this plate.
So people should be on the lookout also for their own number plate on cars. So, Mr. Minnaar, if I can come back to you in Johannesburg, if I'm driving, should I now be on the lookout for cars that look exactly like mine and see if they don't have the same number plate as me? Is it that bad?
Well, look, if you do get a fine, and it's definitely not you, so it's not possible that you could have been in that place at the time,
Yeah.
then notify the authorities and apply for the fine to be set aside or cancelled. There is a number plate tracing unit in the JMPD who then stake out the area and observe the area closely where the offence was committed to arrest the suspect. And in tracing the individuals, we are also sometimes successful to go to their houses to have them arrested. So if you do get a fine, or if you see a car that is the same as yours, even with a number plate as yours, inform the authorities, inform the department so that we can be aware of it, so that we can take action to arrest the people responsible for it.
Outside of this, how do you police this kind of crime? I mean, I'm sure it must be one of the most difficult things to police on the roads itself.
Yes, especially in the cloning situation, because the car is the same, the number plate then will be the same, the color of the car would be the same. It's only by stopping the car to be able to check the chassis, engine number, and the license disc, then we will be able to confirm that it's not the same vehicle. So it's difficult. It's not an easy issue to police. More easier than the fake number plates, which is where only the number plate is different.
Yeah.
But the car and the color of the car wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, so you can almost see that directly. If I can go back to Pretoria. Zurika, just tell us about legislation and what do you think, how could this be policed better if different legislation was maybe put into effect?
It is definitely very difficult to police. If you take in South Africa, between the 9 provinces, we have over 400 variations of number plates. That means, your general plates, you get personalized plates, you get diplomatic government plates, then there's your different sizes. If we can implement a standardized national aluminium number plate, it will bring that variations down to about 15, which would make it much easier for law enforcement to actually police.
Tell us about the estimates that you see on the number of cars in and around Gauteng that have illegal or non-compliant number plates in this case.
There was a study done a couple of years ago which estimated that about 40% of the number plates in Gauteng are either illegal and non-compliant. So there aren't any statistics really available just for your clone plates. I mean, it's difficult to compile statistics for an illegal item. And the non-compliant also includes like product failure or an embosser that made a mistake, with using the wrong format of numbers and so. So it's very difficult. There aren't real statistics available currently.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very difficult thing to keep an eye on. But just tell us, Mr. Minnaar, in Johannesburg, JMPD, how many arrests do you make average per month on this thing now since e-tolls?
Now, since e-tolls, I can say 3 arrests on average per month. And then there's also a lot of other charges, like false number plate. Those are fines where the people have to appear in court. And also for the offences which the person is guilty for having committed it, even with a false number plate. So what it means is a lot more work for the officers, particularly for the number plate tracing unit, which we're going to have to increase very shortly to a really big unit to deal with this problem.
What charges do people face if they get caught with this kind of thing? I'm sure it's quite serious charges that they face now.
Oh yes, there's no doubt. Look, if you got on a fake number plate or a cloned vehicle that is with the same number plate as another vehicle with the same color and make, then the person gets arrested. They get taken to a police station. They get put into the cells. There's a docket of, first of all, fraud and the possibility of a false name and address and a lot of other charges that gets added to it. and then the case gets prepared, and evidence is then also prepared for the person to be put onto the court roll so that they can appear before a magistrate in a court.
If I can just come back to you in Pretoria, how can a person be sure that you receive the correct or legitimate number plates when you go to a shop to buy new ones?
I think what the public must do, the first thing they must check if that embosser where they buy the plate are actually legal. They must see that the SABC permit is still valid. And I think they can also look at the SANA website where we put all the features of a legal number plate is on there, because it's quite a complicated item. Like I said, your border, your lettering, everything is according to a law. I just want to show this plate, for instance, that was done on a home computer. It was just printed, and you can see this font is it's totally incorrect, because they can't copy the legal font according to the SANS specification. Something that also happens is your backing frame, where there's some advertising on, which is totally illegal. You're not allowed to have anything closer than 115 millimeters of your plate, according to the National Road Traffic Act, Regulation 35. If people drive around with this type of thing, they have to remove it, because they can receive a fine for it. But it's a lot of information for the public, and SANA is really trying to educate the public as well, that they can recognize a clone or a false or an incorrect number plate.
Are you working in a process to help with the illegal, let's call them embossers, or the illegal number plate makers? Are you involved in some sort of process where you guys can maybe help crack down on that?
SANA is currently in talks with the Tshwane Metro Police, where we brought this matter under their intention. Like I said, a non-compliant embosser, I can notify SABC and I can say embosser ABC is not working according to the SANS 1116 specification. But somebody that makes number plates from their home that's totally illegal needs to be reported to the police. And that is where we also need the help from the public, the legal embossers, because they lose money because of this situation. And then we will take that further with SANA.
Thank you very much for joining us today. That's the South African Number Plate Association CEO in Pretoria, Zurika Louw. Thank you again for joining us. Mr. Minnaar, the last word belongs to you today. What is your advice to the man in the street who is now thinking about this and having a bit of a panic? What sort of recourse, or what should be the process that they should be thinking about doing in this case?
Look, there shouldn't be any panic. But if you become aware that there's another car with your number plate, please inform the department, inform the authorities, inform the JMPD, so that the case can be investigated, so that the fines against you can be cancelled, and so that we can arrest the suspects.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. That's a real comfort that the JMPD is aware of it, and it's a crime that's on the increase, and you're about to increase the unit that will police this. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's Wayne Minnaar.